Here is this 3D printed sluice box that we made. It is all 3D printed and came off of the Queedy X Max with some standard PLA filament. It could be made in the PETG for a little bit better toughness for resisting chemicals and stuff and sunlight, but this round here is kind of my test, and I printed it out of PLA, and we'll be putting this together here. It's pretty simple design. All the parts just slide together. It has one inlet, and it has 3 additional pieces that you attach to the inlet, and they slide together. They're pretty tight. It doesn't really like to go together and come apart too easily, so you got to be careful. The last piece does have this little notch in here, so I 3D printed a little spacer to go in there. And then, so that is the full deal there, all put together. Once it's together, it's pretty structurally sound. Then these riffles, the magic riffles, go in here. They go right in there, and you put 4 of these ripples in, and voila, now you're catching some gold. I might have gotten a couple of these mixed up here. Some of them are tighter in different places than others. There it is, all assembled, and you put it up. Yes. You put it up at about a 10-degree angle and run a pretty good water flow through it. And what I use this for is cleaning off this workbench. I do a lot of silver work, silver pouring, and casting. And when I make the coin rings, there's a lot of silver shavings and stuff that come off. And so I took a bunch of that material and assembled the sluice box, and I ran it through the sluice box, and then ran it through the gold pan, and I was able to get back quite a bit of the silver and copper that was in my table. That was just a bunch of scrap that was on the ground. See some more pieces there that are rolling around. Those are little silver BBs, and ran it through the gold pan. And I'm still developing this technique to reclaim my silver while I'm pouring. But yeah, there it is. There's a sluice box. Now we're gonna insert a little video of using the sluice box. All right, folks, this is what it is right here. This is that pan that we had of all the stuff that I got off of the table, And that is right, you're seeing a sluice box down there. We 3D printed that sluice box with the little micro ripples and everything. Pretty neat setup. I downloaded that off of some internet site. You know, gotta go and find those STL files and get them printed, boys. But anyhow, I am going to record the first test run of this sluice box with this material right here. You can hear some jangling around stuff in there. That is what I swept off of my table where I do all my silver pours and things like that. So here we go. I'm gonna put a little bit of this material. I just got a jug of water and a bucket to catch it in. Here we go. I'm gonna pour this water into this container right here. Get it all stirred up. I should probably get some, you can see so much stuff floating in there. I should probably get some jet dry, even shiny stuff floating. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think I need to get some dish soap or some jet dry in here to make this work better. I'll be right back. Right now, what we have used here, couldn't find any jet dry, but I do have this Shine Bright. I put this in my polishing tumbler, and we will give this a try. Put a little bit of that in there, see if that'll break some of the surface tension, so that way the heavier stuff will sink. And we're going to start pouring this stuff through the sluice box here. So essentially it should trap all the heavy metals and let all the garbage, aluminum and stuff like that, float away. So fill it up again. Another swirl. I don't know how this is done. I'm learning. Figured if I could find a STL file that will make this happen easier than trying to pick it out with the tweezers, I was happy to get it done. So you guys get to watch me fumble through this. All right, here we go. This is all my, like, the area where underneath where I file and cut my sprues off and pour my silver castings and some I got a whole bucket of casting sand I'm gonna do this with. That's gonna be fun. And I got a bunch of chunks in here. Get everything out of this pan, and then we'll be able to start going for it here in a second. I should have some kind of pumping mechanism. That's what most folks use. They get like some kind of pumping deal, pumps a lot of water and stuff like that. I just got a gallon jug. I'm pouring it in here. We'll see how well this works in the end. See what we get out of it. I see some steel wool in there, some broken blades, a couple pieces of wire from the welder. Alright, well, let's check this out, see what we got here. It looks pretty promising. Hopefully it let all the aluminum fly out and kept the good stuff. We got some silver chunks. We got a bunch of little BBs. We got wire. We got all kinds of goodies in there. Yeah. All right. What do we got down here towards the end? looks like by the end it's pretty clean. Oh, looks like I got a hole in my bucket. Whoops. All right. Well, looks like it's gonna work. I can't wait to get this out in the creek and see what we can find in a creek. I'm gonna get one more bucket of water and run it. Alright, that was making such a mess in my garage, I just decided to bring it outside here. We're gonna run a little bit more water through here and see if we can get this to filter out some more of them rocks and some dirt and sand. I don't know what the perfect flow rate is. We're just going to let this flow for a little while, see if it'll get some of this sand out of here. It looks like most of the silver is staying. A couple of the pieces of aluminum have floated away, and I see a lot of shiny stuff down in there. I hope that's all aluminum. I don't know. We'll find out whenever I do, when I get done here. Looks like most of the bigger chunks of silver stayed in there. There's I think a lot of the BBs got away. Maybe it's got too much of an angle, because there was a lot of BBs of silver that was in this stuff. Few of them stayed in here. A lot of the copper stayed in there. Oh man. Yeah. There's something all right. Yep. See here, all the stuff. This was just off of the table in my shop. You know, I got a bucket of stuff that that I have from all the other times when I have poured that I want to run through here as well. So that's what we've been getting up to. 3D printing some sluice boxes. Yeah. Alright, and you can see here there are quite a few shiny things that did go through. I'm trying to catch them in here. There's some more shiny stuff that's down in there. So maybe I missed some. I don't know. Put this brick in there so that way I could have it elevated a little bit. But there is a lot of shiny stuff in there. So maybe this doesn't work as good as I thought it would, but we'll find out. Thanks for watching, folks. Having fun in the shop.